Hello everyone, today I will talk about the film Believe Me, The Abduction of Lisa McVey. The film is based on a true story. 1984, Tampa, Florida. A girl named Lisa works as a saleswoman in a donut shop. Buyers love how it works. Lisa is a very kind and positive girl. At the end of the working day, the boss asks Lisa to work another night shift tomorrow. Lisa comes home and writes a suicide note. Lisa can no longer live like this. She feels like a prisoner and doesn't know how she can cope with this. Later, Lisa talks to her little sister on the phone. The sister invites Lisa to return home and live with her mother. Lisa also wants to return, but her mother forbids her to do so and forces her to live with her grandmother.
Whole reason why you moved in with Grandma is to help her.
The next morning, Lisa leaves the house and is stopped by her grandmother's husband. He hugs Lisa and asks her to bring the entire salary to him.
Guess what?
Yes, sir.
After work, Lisa talks to her boss. She thanks him for promoting her and treating her well. The man does not understand why Lisa is thanking him, because he promoted her several months ago. Lisa goes home and thinks that this is her last night. But suddenly a strange car appears. A man comes out of the car and attacks Lisa from behind. Lisa begs her not to kill. At this moment, Lisa realizes that she wants to live. He makes her sit in the car and close her eyes. After a couple of minutes, he allows her to put on her clothes and puts a blindfold on her eyes. Lisa notices the writing on the glove compartment of the car and remembers it. The man brings Lisa to his home. He orders her to go to the shower and helps her clean up. Then he uses it again. In the evening, they lie down on the bed and the man asks the girl her name and how old she is. Lisa calls herself Kara and says that she is 20 years old. She asks why is he doing this. The man says that women like her should be punished and deserve it. In the morning, Lisa's grandmother comes to the police and files a missing persons report. She says that they have no problems at home and Lisa has never disappeared before. The police come to Lisa's mother and tell her what happened. The woman is sure that Lisa ran away from home and will return soon.
She's fine. She's probably just run off.
But Lisa's sister is sure that she could not escape.
Lisa wouldn't just run off and not tell me. Something's happened to her.
Meanwhile, Lisa wakes up and remembers how she first came to her grandmother. The woman explained to the girl that when she lived in their house, she would have to work a lot. The man wakes up and immediately attacks Lisa. She apologizes to him and asks for forgiveness on behalf of all women for offending him. She touches him and remembers the appearance of his face. The man unties her hands. A police officer arrives at the donut shop and asks the owner about Lisa. He says that the girl behaved strangely that day.
You think Lisa might have harmed herself?
Lisa asks permission to go to the toilet. A man comes out of the bath. Lisa takes off the bandage and immediately looks around the room. She leaves her fingerprints on the mirror and on the toilet lid. She notices sneakers with a kangaroo pattern and remembers them. A man comes into the bathroom and gets angry at the girl. He again threatens her with a gun and demands that she obey him. Lisa manages to calm the man down. At night, Lisa remembers her childhood. She wants to return home and says that her grandmother's husband treats her badly. But the woman tells her daughter that she suffered the same thing as a child, and Lisa must go through it too. She tells her that she will never have a good life because she was just unlucky and she needs to come to terms with it. At night, while the man is sleeping, Lisa gets out of bed and tries to make a phone call. But the man notices this and pulls out a gun. She begs and asks not to kill her. She says that she wanted to call her father so that he would not worry. She tells the man that she has a sick father at home and she is taking care of him. She is burning that she just wants her dad to get better so that she and he can live as before. The man believes Lisa's words and lowers the gun. From that moment on, he stopped considering Lisa a bad girl and began to treat her more politely. Lisa managed to ingratiate herself with the man. She told him that if they met in real life on the street, she would like him. She tells him that she doesn't think he's a bad person. But in the evening, the man watches the news and learns that the police are looking for him. He decides to get rid of the girl. He ties her hands again and drags her into the car. On the way, Lisa tries to remember every turn and every traffic light. The car stops at a gas station, and Lisa cuts her finger and leaves a bloody mark on the car seat. She tries to open the door, but the man notices it. He brings Lisa to a deserted place. Lisa asks him to spare her. She doesn't want to die. The man unties her hands and asks her to sit there for 5 minutes, until he moves far enough away. He asks to tell the police that he was dark-skinned and short. He apologizes to her for what he did to her and leaves. Lisa takes off her blindfold and sees a huge tree in front of her. She gets up and runs as fast as she can. The man notices that the girl has run away and changes his mind about letting her live. He realizes that he made a mistake and goes after her. He tries to find her, but he fails. In the morning, Lisa comes home and tells her grandmother about everything.
Bullshit.
I'm telling the truth!
The grandmother also does not believe her granddaughter. Lisa doesn't understand why her grandmother doesn't believe her. She calls the police and says that Lisa has returned home. The grandmother says that her granddaughter said that she was kidnapped, but the woman is sure that Lisa made it all up. The officer asks Lisa to come to the police station. Lisa tells the officer that a man kidnapped her. She says that she was in some apartment and never heard the neighbors. She remembers the appearance of the kidnapper and says that he had a mustache and stubble.
I counted 22 steps before we got to the top of the staircase.
The officer does not understand how the girl could remember all this. He doesn't believe the girl. He brings a woman to the psychiatrist and investigator's office. They don't believe Lisa either because victims usually don't remember anything. The women are sure that Lisa just watches a lot of TV and decided to attract attention to herself. Lisa starts to panic because no one believes her. Meanwhile, other police officers are investigating the case of several missing women. They are looking for a killer who kidnaps women, ties them up, and kills them. A female investigator asks a detective to help her. Detective Larry is investigating a case of kidnapped women. He believes Lisa and asks her to tell him everything she knows. Meanwhile, Lisa's sister tells her mother about what happened.
Well, that's some story.
Detective Larry is sure that the girl is not lying. She knows too many details that she could not invent. He asks Lisa's parents to give permission to work with a psychiatrist, but the man does not give permission and asks to return Lisa home. The detective noticed that the man was acting strangely, and he asked Lisa what was going on at her house. He asks you to trust him, and Lisa says that her grandmother's husband used her. The detective immediately goes to Lisa's house and detains the man. Lisa takes her things and approaches her grandmother.
Why didn't you protect me?
The woman can't answer anything. Detective Larry brings Lisa to a woman he knows. She allows Lisa to live in her house. At night, Lisa sees a kidnapper outside the window. The woman calms the girl down and suggests visiting a psychologist. Lisa told the detective that she left a lot of evidence in the kidnapper's house and remembered his face. They make an identikit. Larry thinks the man who kidnapped Lisa is Bob Joe. This is the killer they are looking for. He asks the head of the police station to do an examination and check Liza's clothes, but the boss doesn't want to allocate money for this because he doesn't believe that Lisa is telling the truth. Larry is willing to pay for the examination. Larry asks Lisa to show her the place where the kidnapper freed her. The girl remembers the entire route and leads the police to a large tree. Thanks to Lisa, the search for the criminal has narrowed. Detectives found red fabric fibers on Lisa's clothing, which were also found on the clothing of other victims. This proves that Lisa is the first surviving victim.
We have a witness.
Detective Larry is worried that Lisa can't sleep, and he's afraid that Bob Joe might come back for her. The detective introduces Lisa to his daughter, and they go to a restaurant together. The detective wants to distract the girl and cheer her up a little. Lisa is very grateful to him for this. The police begin searching for the criminal in the area indicated by Lisa. A few days later, a police officer notices a car that matches the description. The detective begins the pursuit. In the evening, the criminal is detained. During interrogation, Bob confesses to all the murders. He says that if he had not let Lisa go, they would not have found him.
She was something special.
Larry arrives at the killer's house and finds Lisa's hairpin and her fingerprints on the mirror. He counted 22 steps on the stairs and found sneakers with a kangaroo image. He understands that Lisa is simply an amazing girl. In the morning, Larry tells the girl that her kidnapper was detained. Lisa cries upon hearing this.
Why did I live? I shouldn't have lived.
Larry says she shouldn't cry because she's not a victim. He tells Lisa that she is a hero who saved many women. He takes Lisa out of the room, and all the police begin to applaud the little girl who was able to stop the dangerous criminal. The detective invites the girl to live with his family, but she wants to go with her aunt and uncle. The detective thanks Lisa for everything she has done and says goodbye to her.
Thank you for believing me.
Lisa starts a new, happy life and sends a letter to her mother. She proved to her mother that her life could be happy. The real Lisa now works in the police and helps other girls like she used to be, and Detective Larry is still her friend.